Yep.
All right, call to order. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Is that? Yeah, like that sheet.
All right, on roll call, Mr. Ayer.
Here.
Mr. Bartlett.
Here.
Mrs. Brown Knight.
Here.
Dr. Lewis.
Here.
Mr. Van Stone.
Here.
Mr. York.
Here.
All right. Well, believe it or not, we have a quorum tonight.
Plus.
All right, any question regarding the minutes from the January 27th meeting?
No.
No? Not a motion and a second to accept.
So moved. Second.
Mr. Ayer.
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett.
Aye.
Ms. Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
Abstain.
Oh, abstain
Is
too.
that-
I apologize.
Okay. Mr. Van Stone.
Aye.
Mr. York.
Aye.
All right, any questions regarding the minutes from the February 10th meeting?
I'm good.
You were not there for January.
Motion and a second to accept.
That was the meeting we didn't have a quorum, right?
Correct.
Oh, it was February 10th.
Yes.
Yes, but we still did,
Can I
we still
correct
did
my
the
vote?
minutes because there were people here
Sure,
to talk.
sure, I'm just clarifying, thanks.
She was actually here for the 27th.
I'm here for the 27th.
Okay, so
Apologies.
you aye for that?
I, the.
Okay,
Well, we're still voting to,
So moved.
we
Second.
kept minutes, yeah. Mr. Ayer.
Abstain.
That's
Aye.
Abstain.
Brown Knight. and Dr. Lewis.
Abstain. Okay, somebody's going to have
Yeah,
to
somebody's
move
gonna
or
have
we'll
to
never
vote.
approve them.
Oh, we need a, yeah.
Somebody that was not here. Okay,
You read them.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I read them.
okay.
All right, and then we have the special council meeting from February the 27th,
17th.
17th,
or 17th. Jeez, I can't read my own printing.
Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Do we have a motion to second?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Ayer.
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett.
Aye.
Mrs. Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
Abstain.
Mr. Van Stone.
Aye.
Mr. York.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, I think that covers all the minutes. All right, we have Chief Hines' monthly January report. The chief is out in Arizona, so if we have any questions for Chief, we can email him. He may or may not
I think I need to ask him in person.
Personal visit.
Okay. Yeah, I would love to be doing that myself. All right,
I do have one question. So,
Sure.
there were 3 more auto thefts in January. I don't remember, we were at a meeting, and I remember that the chief addressed this and offered some recommendations. Is that something you think we should send out? Because one of the things he said that struck me is, don't intervene.
Well, don't intervene, but above all else, and I'm fairly certain I mentioned this the last several times, please do not leave your car fob in the car. I mean, you put a sign in the window, available to be driven. And then, of course, obviously lock the car. Yeah.
I saw a letter he sent out, and I'm not sure where I saw it. Maybe it was,
I think it was in one of the email blasts, another
Okay.
one.
Yeah.
Oh, we did do, okay.
It was
We are
also,
trying
it
to
was
get it
also
out,
on
and-
Facebook,
and
from the
I've-
Mariemont Police Facebook page.
Yeah, it could be on the Facebook page.
I saw it. It
Yeah,
was.
okay. Well, aside from that, and we are still down 2 officers, but we are very, very close to the interviewing process of selecting and hiring the 2 officers back. So, all right, questions regarding the Mr. Barlow's report? Any questions you can?
Do you know that, did he just take last year's collection and raise them by 5%, assuming wages would increase by 5%? Was that his tactic?
Usually he
know.
keeps it flat, I thought.
Yeah, I think he keeps it, I mean, he tries to stay on the conservative side, so 5% would seem extravagant to me.
Yeah. I
Well,
agree,
the
though.
actual the projected for 25 was about 5% higher than the actual for 20. The actual for 25 is about 5% less than the projected.
I thought it was projected was the
Oh,
3 previous years, something like that.
Well, he has it projected for 25.
Yeah.
5% just seems high, but I mean, you know, that,
Well, when I took the difference between the 24 actual and the 25 projected, it was 5%.
okay. Well, we'll try to get you an answer on that one. All right, Rod's building department report. Of course, January has turned out to be quite the banner month for building permits and collections because it is, it is a one-time thing. It's the new construction that's going to be going on down at the old steam plant location. You know, sort of we have another builder down there, and they're proceeding with more construction, a lot more construction, in fact.
So these are for the newer units.
These are
So
for the-
there are, what, 1, 2, 3, 4,
Six.
6 now.
6 now. And they may have one of the 6 might be under contract. Yeah, so. One is under contract, okay. Yeah.
Hey, Bill, can I,
Yeah,
Randy, so looking at,
sure.
I'm going to go back to the thing about Chuck. So Chuck has a total estimate of $3.1 million. You see that? Last year, we collected $3,325,000 roughly. So he actually is built in a lower number than we actually collected last year.
What page are you on?
No, I have.
Oh, you, okay.
I have last year's report.
Okay.
Kelly gave me a copy of 2024, so I think, to Bill's point, I think he's definitely erring on the safe side of stuff, so.
He always likes to be very conservative. I mean, you don't want to overestimate that kind of stuff and then have it come up
Right.
short. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Okay, once again, the Village of Mariemont has earned its 2024 Tree City recognition from the Arbor Day Foundation. This is good. I'm assuming that, Marcy, I'm assuming all the people on the tree committee have seen this, of course. And
I'm not sure.
34 years.
34, yeah, that's right, yeah, yeah. I mean, this is actually quite the distinction and quite the honor, really. Do we know where the Arbor Day tree is going to be this year?
Elementary school?
Is it going to be at the elementary school?
That's what I saw somewhere.
Huh? Where, out in the front lawn someplace?
I think so.
Oh, well, that'll be nice. The kids won't have to march so far then to attend. Well, I love it when they're there.
Oh, because last year was down by the pool.
Well, that and the one year it was down by the Lich Gate. Remember,
Right,
we
yep.
marched them all the way down there.
Yep.
Yeah, it was quite the get together. All right, we have we have the spending request from Chris. This is for the choice 1 to prepare the grant.
Application.
The grant application, the pedestrian and bicycle special solicitation for the village, which is due April the 1st while it's coming up. Okay. We'll vote on that in 1 second. I have a question. Are you, who's the point of contact on this?
Chris and the safety committee.
Okay. I want to make sure that I'm in the loop on this as a contact in that, because I want to have time to, review this when it comes in before we,
We've already built that in, and it's very specific that you have that time.
okay. All right. All right, any other questions then regarding this?
How much time will Bill have?
A week.
Okay. Because we've in the past, it's been days, that's why I asked.
Yeah, now there may, and when I say a week, it might be a draft that might have, something to fill in here or there, but we'll get it to you in plenty of time.
Yeah, I'm a slow reader.
We'll make it.
You
like
don't need to
books
be
on
shaking
tape.
your
It's
head.
like, who's going to say anything? I'm not saying
He's
anything.
over there, ha, ha, ha.
Just a point, do you want to pass the legislation first?
Do we need to pass the legislation first, or can we do the spending request?
Do the spending request first.
And then no.
Okay,
Okay,
it's just a question.
yeah, guess we can go. All right, a motion is second to, all
So moved.
To do that thing.
right, Mr. Ayer.
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett.
Aye.
Ms. Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
I have a question about this. Sorry, I should have asked before I took for the vote. Because I missed a couple meetings. This is a non-matching grant? Or is it a matching grant?
No match.
Yeah, no match.
100%.
Well, I will vote to apply for the grants, but by voting yes for applying, it doesn't mean I'm condoning necessarily doing it. That'll have to be a separate vote for me.
Yeah, everyone.
Well, it'll be a separate vote for all of us.
I
Yeah,
know,
mean,
but
yeah,
I'm just,
yeah,
I want that on the record.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons I was asking to make sure I had enough time to review this, and not just me, but everyone else for that matter. Yeah. So that we all know what we're,
Well, I mean, it's going to be a tough route.
sure, I understand. So your vote is aye?
My vote is aye.
Mr. Van Stone?
Aye.
Mr. Yule?
Aye.
Okay. All right. All right, permission to address council. Anyone wish to address council? Do we have any takers? No? No? Jim? No? Jeez. Y'all had your say last week? All right. All right, then, any question on the bills? It's a little lighter this time because there's not as much payroll on here, is that correct?
No, it's just shorter.
So it's just a shorter time? Okay. Any questions regarding it?
Not here.
No? No? All right, a motion is second to pay the bills.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Ayer?
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett?
Aye.
Mrs. Brown Knight?
Aye.
Dr. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone?
Aye.
Mr. York?
Aye.
Okay, let's pay some bills. I take it we don't have any committee reports this time, but you wanted a safety study put into your committee? No? I thought I saw an exchange of emails.
Oh, nothing.
No?
I see a safety study in here, right? Safety improvements Miami at Bank Place, is that? I don't know if
Trying to-
that's,
I'm in committee now. And I hope you put all these things in committee before the committee talked about it. But anyway, just general safety things in committee right now. We have a request to eliminate, this is just some good information for council, and I'll be brief. We have a request to eliminate the right turn on red when you're going west on Worcester Pike and you want to turn right on Madison Hill Road at the quarter. And it's very specific even to one person who's in a wheelchair, and they're concerned that cars just speed through there and everything like that. Chris's investigation is, from ODOT, is that for Mariemont to make a change on that, because it being the state route that it is, we would need to submit a detailed safety study, which includes modeling showing what the traffic patterns and queuing would change to if we do that. So that's where that is. So that would be something for us to consider, and I haven't, we could at least find out what such a study would cost, and at the same time, the same study would address, we talked about synchronizing the lights differently for the crosswalk, for one thing, so you can get all the way across Worcester Pike without getting stuck in the island unless you're practically running.
Sure.
And then there's, and just general synchronization. So that's as far as we've gotten with those items. And we have some follow-up items with a couple of the intersections that we just need to address in upcoming safety meetings.
Okay.
That we've already been working on. Yes.
hi. I missed the first part about what would we be changing about the right turn?
Right now, you can turn right on red. And
Yeah.
so people.
You mean if you're
people-
going
and- Yeah, and people don't really often stop.
Yeah, they
on
don't
red
stop.
first.
Trust
They don't
me, I know
stop
that.
and go. They just slow down and look. But because it's a state road, it would be, we need to, as a community, spend the money on the study for ODOT to make the change.
To go no turn on red type thing?
Yeah, and they'd have to agree with it.
Well, but if people aren't stopping before they're turning, that's in violation of the law, correct?
That's the other aspect of this, is enforcement.
So
Boom.
if it's like, $25,000 to do this study or something is, at least looking at beefing up enforcement,
Yes.
Right.
viable alternative.
That's the catch, is if we, with enough enforcement, we likely wouldn't have a problem, but
Well, people
Can't
are
have-
still turning left off of Plainville onto Worcester. Between those hours, it says not to.
right,
Nothing's stopping them.
yeah. Well, you have people speeding down Miami, and you have people speeding down Pleasant Street. I mean, a lot of, that's why it's difficult to, have enhanced enforcement, because you can't do it everywhere.
Well, to me,
But that is a particularly,
It is.
particularly
Agreed.
dangerous
Yep.
intersection. I mean, I don't know about the turning left onto Worcester.
Well, that's an early morning thing. It's mainly
It's more of a traffic,
backup
it's more of a traffic thing.
It's-
It's not really as
right,
much a safety thing, that's all.
The crosswalk, though, that's a really bad crosswalk, because a lot of drivers don't even, I know there's plenty of signage there, but no one seems to be looking. It's hard to see the crosswalk, as you're coming around, and usually the issue is early, I've seen it, it's early in the morning, and then it's the rush hour, even though the rush hour is coming the other way, there's still a lot of traffic going westbound, for the rush hour, and, yeah, people are in a hurry.
Well, there are other things that could be addressed in a safety study of the square. For example, we have 3 crosswalks. You can cross at Graders, you can cross at the corridor, or you can cross at the inn. 3 crosswalks very close to each other.
Well, you can cross
And then we
Crystal
have
Springs.
the one down here, which people take their lives in their hands and cross
Yeah,
that
I
one.
don't understand why that there is there.
And so that's another rationale for doing some kind of comprehensive
basically
study
walking
of
into traffic.
the square.
Yeah.
So perhaps we should get it doesn't cost us anything to get a cost estimate
No.
for doing that.
well, and Chris confirmed that there's funding available for traffic studies. And I was on that conference call last Friday, and
Yep.
they have money from last year they haven't spent yet. And the other thing about that intersection, the thing that really concerns me is you get the walk light to go from the bank to the end, and you have a walk light and the arrow comes on to turn. Well, the walk light's
Yeah.
still on.
Yeah.
So that synchronization, in my view, needs to be updated.
That's a good point.
Yeah, really good point.
I think if we took a video of that and sent it to ODOT,
Yeah,
that
we
would
don't need
be-
a study.
That doesn't need a study.
Yeah, we need a technician to come out here and readjust the synchronization in the box. or
Yeah.
Well,
whatever.
that might be
Counterclockwise.
a good first step.
Yeah. All right, so
Let's get some now.
everything is appropriately in all the committees.
Moving on.
Yes.
All right. In
Some names.
miscellaneous, we have the Outstanding Citizen Award nominations, which are coming due here March the 13th. Turn them in to Joni at the office.
Have you received any?
Yes, we have.
Yes.
We have received some.
Good.
Yes. So, just a reminder, it's coming up.
Okay, are you ready?
Resolutions, yes, starting with the,
Okay. This is the third reading, a resolution authorizing application for pedestrian and bicycle special solicitation and contracting with the Ohio Department of Transportation.
all right, that was the third reading. A motion and a second to accept.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Ayer.
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett.
Aye.
Mrs. Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone.
No,
No. Mr. York.
Aye.
All right.
Okay, this is the third reading to increase the racket club fees for the 2025 season.
All right, that's the third reading. A motion and a second to accept.
So moved.
Second.
Yeah. Mr. Ayer.
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett.
Aye.
Mrs. Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone.
aye.
Mr. York.
Aye.
All right.
Okay. This is a third reading to confirm the reappointment of David Russell as the Mariemont Racket Sports Club professional and to authorize contract.
Again, third reading, a motion and a second to accept.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Air.
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett.
Aye.
Mrs. Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone.
Aye.
Mr. York.
Aye.
All right.
Okay. This is a second reading to appoint Jim Getz, Lee Sullivan, Jerry Stevens, Carolyn Hole, and that's it, as a member of the Parks Advisory Board for the calendar year of 2025 and 2026.
All right, we're grouping them this way because these are the ones nominated for 2 years. And that was the second reading. Any questions? No?
I don't know. I have to,
Any comments? You had your
my comment is thank you for stepping up and doing that.
They hit the ground running.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
Okay.
All right.
Right, this is a second reading to appoint Tom Eckhart, Greg Wells, John McElrath, Kyle Kropogue, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, Mike Sunderman, and Frank Marzullo as a member of the Parks Advisory Board for the calendar year 2025.
Okay, again, the second reading, and these were the ones nominated for 1 year.
Okay?
Okay?
This is a second reading to confirm the reappointment of Christopher M. Ertl as village engineer for calendar years 2025 and 2026, and to set compensation.
All right, again, second reading. We'll have the third reading next time.
All right. This, too, is a second reading to confirm the reappointment of village zoning officer Rod Holloway for calendar year 2025, and to set compensation.
Okay, again, second reading. I know this is the discussion reading. I just
Well,
have.
since he just had a record month, it's.
I
tough.
can't, well, he had a record month, but I can't say enough about Rod, the work that he does, the help that he is to me, the things he does for the village. I can't, I know I say that about, I'm not, you guys and everybody does good, but I personally, I work with Rod almost every day, and, I've got a good relationship, and I just have to say something.
He does a whole lot.
He does a whole lot,
He
yeah,
is
yeah.
a machine.
Above and beyond, he really does.
Yep.
All right, we'll have the third reading on him next time.
Okay. This is the second reading to confirm the reappointment of Kelly I. Rankin as village fiscal officer and to establish pay rate.
I will say Kelly is working extremely hard. This has not been an easy challenge to basically get up on to get up on, the new accounting and the system that we're operating on. So she's doing a yeoman's job for sure. Yeah,
Amen.
yeah.
You're a woman.
I concur, but I have a question. Do you have a job description?
I do.
Okay.
It's to do
I
it.
don't think she's following it, but she,
Not at all.
she
Are we
we,
ready?
we do have one, yeah. All right, we'll have third reading next time.
This is the second reading to confirm the reappointment of Michael Lockhart as swim pool manager for calendar years 2024 and 2025, and to set compensation.
All right, that was the first reading. We'll have the second reading next week, next time.
This is a first reading to set forth building fee schedule to be utilized by the Village of Mariemont Building Department.
Okay, next reading next time. All right, we have
Okay.
3 ordinances.
Yes, this is the second reading to revise Section 37.03 of the Mariemont Code of Ordinances, Parks Advisory Board.
All right, I think we all know what that is. Any questions? Yeah, we all good? Okay. Third reading next time.
This is the second reading to amend Ordinance O-1124 of the Mariemont Code of Ordinance to increase payment for employees.
All right, second reading. We'll have any questions regarding, it's long, it's got supporting documents on the back. We all good?
Good work.
Good work.
Okay.
Okay.
This is the first reading, to repeal ordinance number O-324 pertaining to maximum pay rate for all grades of recreation employees, and to enact new legislation pertaining to maximum pay rates for all grades of recreation employees.
Okay. second reading will be next time. All right, geez. Anything else?
Did you want to talk about this, what you said?
Yeah, I do want to take a minute. Ed, the email that you sent me, regarding the $100,000 grant, the particulars that were in the contract, especially the paragraph 7.
Yeah,
Do you want to talk about that? Yeah.
right.
You know what I'm talking about. This email that you sent, where you were outlining some of the peculiar aspects of that contract.
Right, yeah, yeah.
I just wanted everyone on council to understand that there were a couple of peculiar things in this, and to give them the opportunity, if they had questions, to ask you. I know you were you had a mild concern, but mainly it was just about so that we all understood what it was. Does anybody have a question?
Yeah, what I was concerned with is we don't go through with the work for whatever reason, then we would have to reimburse them whatever money they have shelled out for us. If we worked halfway through it and didn't complete the job for one reason or another, we'd have to reimburse them. For us lawyers, from a practical standpoint, I don't think it's gonna happen, but it's just something that I want to notify you guys of that, just so you know if there's any risk attendant with going ahead and actually voting in favor of this thing.
Randy, is there any issue in your mind with the way they worded worded the grant that seems specific to the loop trail?
That was what they resonated with, and it was in the original documentation that it was restricted to the loop trail.
Yeah,
So
okay.
I think
And the other thing, though, is that there's a provision in the contract that says if we don't go through it, not only do we have to repay any money that they've advanced, but we would be required to transfer a fee simple interest in the real estate that comprises the park back to the state of Ohio, and that's a little bit frightening of a consequence if
We
we
better
don't go
do
through
it.
with it. Say it again?
We'd better do the loop trail.
That's exactly right, yeah. And, you guys know better than I if we've got the resources to do it.
Well,
the
we
funding.
don't have the bids back yet, so
Okay.
we've got about $1 million to spend, a little over $1 million.
Okay.
So
But if you wanted to prioritize it, you could make sure.
we
that
could,
gets done.
absolutely, we could do the loop trail first.
Yeah,
And-
yeah.
And when we get all that, we'll all meet, we have this little kind of subcommittee. I know Matt's been helping out, the mayor's been helping out, Rod's been helping out about, okay, how do we phase this? How do we do this? But if we don't, if you look at the loop trail, the $500,000 from Land and Water Conservation is for the loop trail, the $150,000 from a private, a corporate sponsor is for the loop trail. So if we don't do the loop trail, we've got a lot of money to give back, so.
And
Is there a
there's,
time limit on that?
This one has a year, once we accept it.
It's a year, yeah.
A year from when you sign the contract with
To-
Village Council?
To break ground, or
To break ground.
Oh, not for completion.
So just,
Yeah, one of the
so again,
things-
we don't have the bids back, just to give you a heads up of where we are. I don't know if you saw the signs, the sign on Wooster, so they're gonna start on the north and south ends of the sidewalk, as part of sorta. And then, once we get the bid backs, right now, what I've told MRA is that we can wait until, if they push up their baseball, we can push that up and start maybe late May, but again, depending on what we get back from these bids.
When do the bid solicitation actually go out? Or it hasn't gone out yet, has it?
I don't believe it's gone out, yeah. I've asked Chris, and he said 2 weeks, 2 weeks ago. I've not spoken to him today, so I don't know.
Okay, well, we can follow up with him and see if he needs help.
But we have a year,
One of the things I talked to Bill about, and I know for one of the council meetings, or actually two of the council meetings, I think we had a lot of residents of that area that were not at all happy with what we were proposing to do there. And I just wanted to make sure that those hurdles have been cleared. I
Yeah.
presume they have been. With the residents not being happy with it, because obviously we're here to listen to what they want and try to make happen what they want. But as long as you guys feel comfortable with it, I do.
and the only question I had, there's not an issue with the fact that basically these grants overlap one another a little bit concerning the loop trail. The loop trail is sort of a designated project in both of these grants.
is that, with
Clearly,
the
we're not gonna
$500,000
need-
is the same?
It's included.
We're
But
not
it's
gonna
not
need
the-
all the
It's
money.
detailed out.
from both grants to do that, so that you don't think that,
I don't think that's an issue at all. No, I
issue.
think
I think
the
we
real
don't
issue
mind
that they want
more
to
than
know is
100.
get the darn
Yeah.
thing done.
Yeah, just get
you
it
know.
done.
As long as you get it done, I think you're going to be okay.
okay.
That's why I was
And
concerned. you know.
that's not, and Susan and I talked about, it's not unusual, because the last thing these folks want to do is award a grant and then go through all that work, get the money
Yeah.
appropriated,
Right.
and then not perform
agree.
on it.
Yeah.
Exactly, right.
So, I'm not surprised that there's that kind of language, and I don't think based upon my experience, that's not unusual.
Yeah, okay. It's pretty harsh language, but. it's,
Yeah, it is.
You know.
Okay. Well, then, I'm giving Chris the
Yeah,
go-ahead.
yeah, that's not an issue, really, I don't think.
No, I meant in general, we're signing this and we're good.
Yeah,
I mean, that everybody has seen it and heard it.
Yeah, I agree.
Later on, when the truck arrives to take the park away, it's like, I didn't, Bill, you didn't tell me about that. Okay.
We'll give them Randy first.
All right. Just want to be good, that's all.
I think you're doing great.
Okay.
Yeah, all right.
All right. I hesitate to ask, is there anything else?
Go find that gal.
I
Go.
have one thing, just a miscellaneous thing. The pool construction started, Friday, they dug it out, and today they started framing it. So, and it probably will be, as 3 weeks or less, we'll actually see a pool there. It won't be finished. Still need to do the deck and a lot of other work on it, but you should actually see a swimming pool there pretty soon.
When did they, because I went down there Saturday, and I'm like, that's a big hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they just.
Now
did
that,
it
now it's
very-
gotta have a lot of base and stuff that goes into it, so I mean, obviously the pool's not that deep, it's only a foot and a half deep.
Yeah,
Yeah. Big pile of dirt down there right now.
big pile of dirt.
Yeah.
So you'd mentioned in the previous meeting about Haney Graphics pulling out.
Yes.
Can you tell us quickly where the CRA is in terms of, because I know you've gotten people.
No, yeah, gee, I'm glad you reminded me about that. I have, everything is lined up to form the CRA except for one person, and that's the school board's designated person. Now, obviously, we've been going back and forth with the school board. Apparently, they have to sort of hold a meeting, they nominate the person. I believe they already know who the person's gonna be, kind of a thing. But once I have that name, I will put all the names together.
Great.
And formally bring it in here, we'll vote it, and hopefully, we'll be doing that next time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Great.
yeah.
That's great to hear.
Yeah.
And do we know when, Marcy, do we know when Envision's going to come to share the report? Because I think they had some really interesting ideas here about this whole job creation and retention incentive grant. I'd love to learn more about that, and how do we partner with Ready and the report to potentially fill Haney Graphics, I think. So I would love to hear their suggestions about some of the stuff.
Yeah,
parts of it.
I couldn't really get a date before Matt had his surgery, and I wanted to make sure he was back and up and running. So I actually contacted Emil today. I thought it'd be easiest if he gives me dates and I give them out to you rather than you submitting them to me. So hopefully we'll have something set by this week.
Great. That'll be great, too. Excellent.
Just so we all understand, we're gonna be doing that in a special meeting then?
Yes.
That's the
Yes.
format that
Yes.
we're gonna try
I
to
asked
shoot
for him for late afternoon.
Okay.
Yeah, I probably should say one thing too. Bill, about this CRA, Bill and I have been working really hard on it, Bill more so than I. I met with representatives of the Hamilton County Auditor's Office. We need an auditor's representative. I know the woman that's going to be doing that, and she was very interesting to talk to because she said one of the things, this Turk that we're setting up, the TIRC that we're setting up, it meets every year to review the kind of revenue that we're generating because of that. And if we don't generate the kind of revenue that they think we should, then they can actually cancel the CRA, which would be a problem. They could cancel it. She said it hardly ever happens, but one of the reasons you create a CRE is potentially to generate some revenue. And this is just my personal opinion, so I'm not talking with any real knowledge about anything, but it appears to me that the CRA is so very, very small, I think it's unlikely that we're going to encourage a whole lot of development down there, and as such, a whole lot of revenue because of it. That's just my humble opinion.
Well, I mean, potentially, the Ps, they're gonna wanna do renovations, or the owner is, to that
Yeah.
warehouse. And we know that plans are being formulated.
Yeah.
And then the Haney thing, obviously, like I said, I've had a conversation with the Realtor that's basically handling it. And, they got the feelers out everywhere to try and get somebody to come into that building. Now, that building, as I understand it, is in fairly good condition, so what renovation work may or may not have to be done, I don't know, but it would be nice to have a CRA as an offering
Yeah.
stick, you know, for a potential new client.
Yeah, whoever buys it will want to customize it for their business.
Yeah.
The CRA
Yeah.
being there will be very helpful.
Yeah, as I understand it, though, the Haney's or the Haney Corporation or the LLC, or however they did business down there, they actually did not own the building. There's a private individual who owns the building, which, by the way, I think he's willing to sell or lease to whoever the new people may be coming in there. And I am tracking that as closely as I can. I mean, anything we can do to, you know, to be helpful and, you know, whatever else, obviously I want to do it.
Is, so you mentioned the Pease Brothers.
Yes.
So, because that grant was hopefully to encourage them to
Yeah.
invest. So does it look like they're gonna?
Yeah, I mean, as far as I know, I mean.
They're working on it. I actually reached out to David last Thursday. I've not heard back. I called. And I'm learning with people that age, it's probably better to email, so I'll follow up with an email tomorrow morning. But, you know, they were in contact with Hamilton County, and they were gathering bids, or, you know, getting architects to come in to give them bids last time I spoke with them, so.
Because
they're
April gave him a list of
Right.
names for contractors and,
Yeah, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
You want them working with an architect that's familiar, you know, with that CDAP grant, you know, because there are certain hurdles and hoops and things like that, and it's best to have an architect that's familiar with it. And the last we heard, basically, I think they had 3 or so, wasn't it, that she had given them?
yeah, I think it was at least 3.
And they were very anxious to, you know, establish
And some
something with one of
contractors
them.
as well, right?
Yeah.
I think she gave him names of contractors as
I
well.
think the architect is first, though, to make sure that everything is according to, I mean, as far as we know, they're moving forward.
Good.
They're not going to let that get away.
I would just encourage them in the environment we're in. I actually spoke to April today.
Oh.
She said, our money is safe because it was in the past budget, but they're
Going-
not sure what's gonna happen
Okay.
moving forward. So
Yeah.
I would, you know, have the Pease Brothers do it as soon as
Possible.
possible, sooner rather than later.
Later, yeah.
Well, I know they're working on it.
Yeah, they're working-
There are
yeah.
several constraints of the grant with the bid process that they were kind of, you know, dismayed about. So I'll touch base with them, but I'm sure that they're doing their due diligence.
No. All right,
All right.
There, one other quick thing.
sure.
Commissioner Driehaus reached out to me on Friday around close to 5 o'clock and asked if,
Well, that was rude.
well,
Really?
so I didn't know if this needs to come before council or not. This is the question. So she asked if Mariemont would make a pledge. I guess they do this every year for pay equity, which is a commitment to going through a process to ensure that, you know, one benchmarks your salaries versus having it kind of haphazard and maybe facilitating discrimination in that process, which we do. We already do we already benchmark it. We already have a process. So the question I have is, and I said, is this a resolution that you want Mariemont to pass? She said Fairfax and Madeira and several other surrounding areas have committed to this. March 5th is when they do the signing, if you will. Is that something that, she said that resolutions aren't often part of this, but I don't know what a process would be if this community wanted to sign on to that. It sounds like I'm getting language from her office. It's stuff we are already doing, and she said it's administrative based.
So we would take that language and formulate it into some type of a resolution? That's what we're,
She said, yeah, she said that resolutions aren't necessary, but I don't know what the
well,
process.
so if I were to write a letter basically saying, I'm
We pledge.
committing the village to
Yeah.
do it?
That should be enough, yeah.
That should be
Would
enough,
that be?
okay.
Okay,
So I'll get
well,
you
that
the
I'd
language.
gladly do.
So she can
Awesome.
provide us with the language.
That is what she said she would do, and I said, is that a resolution? And she was kind of caught off guard and
Okay.
said, I don't think so.
Okay.
I said, I'll bring it before council, because it's by March 5th, so we don't have time for a
Okay.
council meeting.
Well-
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I was going through the proper
Sure,
process.
sure.
Right, I'll get that
We
directly to you.
do that and I'll put a letter together.
Great.
Or I'll have Ed put a letter together.
Right, all right, I'll send it to both of you guys.
All right.
Thanks.
Okay. All right, are we good?
Good to go.
We're adjourned.
Good boy.